Welcome back to the Hunt Experience. I'm Cody Gann.
And I'm Chris Brewer. This show, as always, is brought to you by Camel Family Outdoors and Whitetail Property Management.
Well, Chris, tell me about all the turkeys you've killed here in Arkansas.
Stacking them up.
Have you got your limit?
Big zero.
Yeah, that's the same for me.
And I committed to getting out of my local spots and driving as far as I needed to drive and walk as far as I needed to walk, and I still haven't killed one.
Yeah, well, you know my situation. I am pretty much the only one in my family that really turkey hunts of my family, and so we're talking my uncle's properties, my brother's properties, my dad's properties, my grandparents' properties. So
which is cumulative of quite a bit of property.
Yeah, big chunk of land, and I have yet to hear a bird.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, it's been me and Richie rolled out, and it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Nothingville.
So I wonder if they're going through my mind, they push the season back here. I wonder if, obviously, they're not done gobbling, because I listened, the week before season, I listened like 3 or 4 spots, and I did hear a bird back behind the house on a little public piece, like 230 acres up there. I didn't have a bird gobbling, but then 2 mornings later, I drove around to where I could access it better, got out, walked up. He didn't gobble again. So
nothing.
I don't know. You could hear there were some roosters at the bottom, and the roosters would go, and then he would go. Roosters would go, he would go, and it's like the next morning or 2 mornings later, nothing. So,
well, it's funny you say roosters, because evidently near the property where me and Richie were, it's like must have been cockfighting going on over there or something, because there was like 30 roosters, man. And I was like, Rich.
Oh, I know you're talking about.
Yeah. I was like, Rich, are we even going to be able to hear a bird? Because just hammering the whole time.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of what I expected.
Yeah.
We've been looking the last couple of years. It's just been tough, man.
Yeah.
The birds aren't there like they used to be.
Well, I killed year before last, and last year I didn't kill, but Luke had snapped his leg in half on the baseball field, so I was having to take him to school, so I couldn't really take off work, and we had a hailstorm blow in, so I think I maybe hunted twice, so I wasn't, and it was like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me get out there. So I wasn't surprised last year, but this year I guess I had some time on my hands. So I listened the week before. I heard 1 turkey, and probably about 3 weeks or a month ago, we were riding with a group of friends on the side-by-sides and up in Scott County area, and they pull over, they sit there and talking for 30 minutes, and they'll ride for 30 minutes and talk for 30 minutes. So I was noticing all these ridges, and I had my Onyx off-road deal running. I had my regular hunt Onyx on my phone running too. Right. So I was like kind of scouting some areas out, and we come to a couple of these little benches, and they, I guess they just got done doing a controlled burn up there. So I got to noticing every time the lines would get long and there's like a little bench or a plateau out there that had been burned. That's a key. I don't know why they like those burned areas. I'd like to ask Shipman if he knows why. I don't know if it's just the new green popping up.
That would be my guess.
Yeah. But there's tons of tracks. I mean, like you can see where they've been strutting, wings, dragging the ground. And so I marked all these spots up there. No idea how to get to them by a road, and come to find out there's not really roads that get to these spots. But I marked these spots, and then I went out. I don't know, I probably left the house like 3:45 or something like that, and drove all the way up there. And I'm just I don't know where I'm going, but I end up on this, I don't know what it is, maybe a logging road that's like way too narrow for my truck, and I'm already in there now, and I can't turn around. Big giant mud holes.
Oh no.
And I get to the spot, and the locals know the same thing I know at this point, right? So there are 3 brothers, and they're all like, well, yeah, I'm hunting here. My brother's hunting up on top. My other brother's hunting down below. So I've got this ridge like canvassed. And they were real cool. Or the one I talked to was, and I said, man, I drove, hour 40 to get here. You're a local guy. You've been listening for birds. Like, yeah, we listen a lot. And, he's there's 3 in here. So I said, anyway, you can point me in a direction. So he, go past my brother's tracker and go down this low water bridge and go across the other low water bridge, take a left. And there's a Jake and a Tom up on there. And so I found the spot, pull up, and as soon as I turn into the spot, there's like a giant pine tree that has blown over, and I guess all the ice and stuff, so the road's impassable. So I park there, go in. I walk in about 40, 50 yards, and I get to where the ridge comes down. And by this time, it's already kind of daylight, So I hit the crow call. Sure enough, Jake fires off over there. So, well, maybe that Tom's with him.
Yeah.
Nothing ever transpired, but I walked, I don't know, 4 or 5 miles, walked that whole bottom of that ridge and back around. And saw a bunch of tracks in there. And the local guys, come to find out, up where I was at, even the first spot I was at, I guess, I probably had, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 9 cars that the gravel would be popping. You'd stop and they'd get out and hoot. Like,
Yeah.
over and over. I'm like, oh my gosh. Well, I guess I can just sit here and listen. Then these about every 15 minutes, somebody's going to come by and hoot.
Yeah. Let you know. Yeah.
So that area was a bust. And I ended up going back to my original spot that I wanted to get to, and the brothers had disappeared at that time. So I park it, and then it's still 2 miles, 2-mile walk to get to where I want to be. And I'm kind of like crow calling on the way up to see if I can get one going. Well, right. I get to the top where I'd found all that sign at, and I sat down, and I don't know, probably about every 15 minutes, I was just doing some scratching, some little bit of calling, and I'd sit and wait and scratch about every 15 minutes, do it again. I'd probably been there about an hour, and decided I was going to head back down. This was probably like 2:30, and I put my hand down, and I'm just starting to get up, and I'd kind of set up on just the backside of a ridge, just barely. So, I mean, hopefully I could see him before he saw me.
Right.
When I raised up, there was a long beard at 45 yards.
Oh man, gosh.
And busted me out. And then, so I was like, well, I mean, he knows I'm here. There ain't nothing I can do. So I just, decided, okay, I'm going to the house, and I started walking back down. And get to the truck, and got I don't know, it's like a forestry guy giving me a warning for blocking the road. And
Seriously.
And I was like, well, I mean, there's kind of like a pine tree right here, like nobody else can go through. Like, what am I blocking? But anyway, so
was you supposed to pull to the side or something?
Well, I mean, yeah, but I guess, but I mean,
that road was impassable.
Yeah, it's like I said, there's pine trees just from the winter to the snow, they're just laid down. Like I had to walk around all of them or crawl underneath them, and
wow.
So that was that deal, and then I hunted around the house a couple times. The other side of the mountain, normally I can get on. As a matter of fact, a memory popped up on my phone this morning, and I was videoing it. The one was just hammering in this spot, so I went back to that spot where the birds normally are. Never heard anything, and then me and the wife actually went up Saturday morning before season started. She wanted to go listen for a turkey, so she got broken.
You put it on her, didn't you?
Yeah, we went a little over 3 miles
uphill.
Well, a mile and a half, I guess, straight up,
yeah.
And then back down, and we never heard a bird. And a lot of times you can get to the top and call down in that valley and hear a bird. So it was fun though. We hung out on the tailgate and drank coffee for a while in the dark and listened to the world wake up. So she got to kind of experience that. But so no turkeys there.
Well, it's funny you say that because my wife actually said to me,
yeah,
I would like to kill a turkey.
Yeah.
And I'm like, awesome.
Yeah.
She's really never showed much interest. So
yeah,
I'm going to go find you a bird.
Yeah. Yeah. My wife just wanted to hear one, and she did pretty good. I was kind of, it was funny though, because as we're hiking up, right, and it's like I got my coffee mug and we're sitting on the tailgate listening because we got, we got ridges on both sides, so let's just listen from the road first before we start making a call and try to get one fired up. And So then drinking coffee, talking about life, and the world's waking up around us, and it was pretty nice. And then it's like, all right, nothing happened. Let's hit the trail. It was still kind of dusky dark, It's like, well, how are we gonna see? I'm like, you can see, but she has this bag with like 5 water bottles in it. I'm like, I mean, how long do you think we're gonna be out here?
In case y'all get caught out.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. It was like, I don't know.
funny.
So she kept on, had this bag full of water she was hiking in with her. Like,
Well, maybe it's an exercise thing because it's like 10 pounds of water on her.
Yeah. I was like, what are we doing?
That's
Yeah.
funny.
But yeah, we got to, I don't know. It was fun. We hiked up and never heard a bird there. So then I listened at a different spot, a lower spot on the same piece of property Friday morning. Never heard a bird. So I was like, well, I had some birds located on Poto last year. So I'm going to go to those spots. And I stopped at each spot, and it's still only probably, I don't know, 7 o'clock in the morning. So I figured I could probably get one to fire off.
Right.
I stopped about, I don't know, probably 8 or 10 different spots and never heard a bird. And then the spot that I almost killed at year before last, maybe it was last year, can't remember. I got on some birds anyway. And I pull up there and there's already a truck right there. So I'm not going to get out and start calling, but it's like, it's kind of funny that, it's kind of like deer hunting, right? It's like, man, I bet they're going to use the property this way or whatever. And it's like, I'll kind of go, I'm a big topo guy. And it's like, obviously you want a ridge, but if you have like a flat spot or a clearing or anything like that, and
right.
a lot of times you can kind of locate where a turkey should be.
Yeah.
Just by looking at the maps. And it's like the local guys, I don't hunt Poto a ton, or I don't hunt Scott County a ton, but these guys already have it figured out because every time I would pick a spot and go to it, they were there. I mean, just over and over again. So it's like historically, right, they've already got it figured out. I'm just now figuring it out. But so yeah, that's kind of it so far. We talked last night. And I was thinking about going back up to this morning because there's tons of sign, but
people,
I kind of talked myself out of it. It's like, man, I don't know. Like, get up this early and you may see something. I may drive away in there and there's the brothers may be back there again.
Right.
I was like, I don't know.
Well, for me, it's like the places that I've always killed turkeys at, or I've hunted. And there's probably 4 or 5 places, throughout my family's property over the years that have just been good spots. Yeah. And it's nothing, man. I mean, I listened here, I did my big sweep here. Well, we've got a big ridge that runs through here. And, we usually always have a bird or two. Mm-hmm. Nothing, man. Ghost town. Yeah. I did have some hen tracks, Well,
as I was telling you, I figured you'd have at least 1 or 2 toms back in there because I seen all them hens cross the road over there. And I was like, there's that many hens. I think there was 9 hens on that.
Yeah. Well, Richie, my buddy's my neighbor. Yeah. And it's like he listens most mornings because the farm that he works at is right there. Yeah. And it's just been 0. So then, you fall back on your second spot or your third spot or your fourth spot. Nothing. Yeah. I mean, my number 2 spot for years has been on, my grandpa's place. And there's been a goat invasion over there. So
I seen that the other day,
needless to
when
say,
I drove by there, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't mean a few.
It's a lot of goats.
So, that kind of, I think that wiped that out. And then I lost another property that was always the one I hunted. And
so normally got a bird off in quite a bit.
I know. And then so it's like, well, so what do we do, Chris, if we don't have nothing in Arkansas?
Well, it's kind of like we talked before. It's like we talked about, going out of state, getting out of state. Mm-hmm. It's like, man, we need to set this up. So, you contacted both your farmers.
Yep.
They said
0.
Sorry, no can do.
Mm-hmm.
So, I actually got on Facebook. I've been on them for a while. It's like Kansas lease land, hunting land. I don't know if I forgot what it's called. Missouri lease and hunting land, or land for lease. I don't know how it's worded, but I got on there and just kind of put it out like, hey, anybody got any birds? Looking for, 3 days, whatever. And I probably had maybe 3 or 4 people
Really?
respond back to me. And then
And that's a good idea. So you just kind of,
I was desperate, man.
man, you just do what you got to do. Huh?
Well,
That's actually something I've never even thought about trying.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you went social and just ask, huh?
yeah.
That's
And,
awesome.
yeah. And well, and I was willing to go public. Like I said, we talked about before. No, normally when I go to Kansas or Missouri, I couldn't think of a time that I hadn't killed when I went out of state with, me and the boys gone up and not killed. But
Yep.
so that's still a possibility, and we'll see how this goes. But yeah, the guy messaged me, man. He's like, hey, I got tons of birds. My son plays travel baseball. We're gonna be gone every weekend, and I live that life. Like,
Yeah, you know about that.
yeah, we've been there. So he said he has just tons of birds out there. Sent me some topographical, some onyx stuff at his place, and so and I got two other people that are kind of up for it too. But I figure we'll go check this place out, man. If we can shoot something in the face. And I told him, I was like, hey, if it's good, we'll
Lock us in.
We'll come back next year and tell you. Because if it's anything like my deal was, I mean, it's, I don't think we quit playing until he is 15 or 16. So before you have a free time. So we got multiple years. I think he said his son was 9 maybe. So he's
locked in for a while.
He said he's got birds gobbling. And then he said during, deer hunting season, he counted like 50 something turkeys out in this field.
Oh,
so
wow.
I mean, obviously hens included in that.
Sure.
But I don't know. Yeah, I showed you the topo. It's like there's some big woods surrounding him. He's got some fingers. If they're there, it shouldn't be too hard to figure out. But
yeah,
I mean, I told you about my Missouri story before about the first time I ever went. It's like, oh, we're gonna kill one with a boomerang,
yes,
a ladle, and a golf club. It's gonna be so easy. There's turkeys everywhere. But it ain't like that. But I mean, hey, if we can feel like we're in the game, we have a chance.
yeah.
I'll be pretty happy.
Well, it's like my buddy Jerry always says, you got to be where they are.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If you ain't got them, it's really tough to kill one.
Well, man, I mean, I don't think I've been keeping up with my watch. It does all kinds of stuff. It tells me everything. And I think my last count, and a lot of times I was listening just from the road. But I mean, going in and hiking, the last couple of weeks, I think I'm at like 23 miles or something.
Down 10 pounds.
Yeah, well, 7. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But I'm also doing that's a whole other story.
Yeah. You're doing some other stuff to hurt yourself.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. So, I mean, and we kind of know that area up there too. Cause it's, Brookfield, he told me, was the nearest town. And I looked at, though, I sent you the deal.
Yeah.
The county's not too far from where, we've hunted public and
we used to go up there
and everything else. So there's, I don't know, I've probably hunted 4 different places up there.
Yeah.
That are within,
I'm pretty close to that. Yeah.
driving distance. So it's like, if the private land's a bust,
We know where we can go.
we can just go hit some public land.
Yeah.
And,
Man, I'm looking forward to it. That's going to be fun because,
Yeah.
you showed me the topo on this guy's place and
yeah.
there's some open stuff. And, dude, we could ground blind and film. And
Yeah, well,
it's going to be fun.
I got that. I was when Luke broke his leg. I bought a blind for turkey hunting, and we kind of tried to set up down there. And I was, he like hopped out there, and it's one of those ones that the whole front of it's open. It's the whole front of it's net, so you can see the whole deal.
Nice.
So it's like,
Nice.
I think it'll be pretty nice. And that's why I said we can get up there Friday, see where they should be, and maybe just set up. If we got to hop up and move, we can do it. But
Yeah, so I've got a blind too, so we could even set a couple spots if we
there
thought.
you go.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, not that we don't have to be in a blind, but man, when you're filming,
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean,
it's a lot easier to film with it because man, them turkeys will pick you off at way out there.
oh, I know. Yeah, you move your finger.
A lens flare or
Yeah.
whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
So that's gonna be fun, man. I can't wait. I'm gonna do the old. Let's see how you do first, and then I might kind of
See
do.
how bad I can mess something
Well,
up.
if you have success and we're in birds pretty thick,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna hunt too. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take all my stuff too, and
Yeah.
so you kind of come up with the idea too. I think we're gonna do kind of like what would it be, on location podcast?
I want to. Yeah, I think it'd be cool to shoot
would be
one up there. Hey,
Yeah.
we I don't know. We'll do it. We'll see if we can set up I don't know, in the hotel room or somewhere, and
Yeah.
we'll do a show from Missouri.
Right. As long as it ain't a pink room, we'll be good to go, right?
Yeah, hopefully I can do better now. We were just talking about this. Like, I probably need to call and see whether there's a
Lock
place to
something
stay
in.
up there so we ain't sleeping in the truck.
Be like us during deer season up there. Be like, oh no, we don't have any room. Like what?
Yeah. Oh, I've done that
I know.
in Bethany
Oh,
before.
I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
It's like, so we end up staying in another little town with like it's barely a room, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and then
But it worked.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we've made that mistake before and ended up got lucky and actually we ended up staying there the rest of the time in Eagleville there. It was actually closer.
Yeah, yeah,
And not
yeah.
as,
Close to the lease.
yeah, there's nothing really there, but
Right. Well,
there's
you know,
like some
hey,
kind of janky truck stop and you can get some beef jerky or something to live off of, but if you want food you got to go elsewhere.
well, I'm not above taking the service van and sleeping in the back because I've
Yeah.
done that before.
Yeah.
Me and Luke made one of them
Yeah.
runs, you know, and it's like run up there and I threw a bed out of the camper in the back of the van.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
we piled up and had a bunch of groceries in there.
Yeah.
We never even went to town, dude. It was
Yeah. You're living on site.
yes. Of course, we didn't kill nothing, but still was a fun trip. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm hoping for the best, man. It's like, I don't know. It's kind of normally, like we talked about before, it's like, say last year was a bust for me. I really didn't get to hunt, but I normally get a bird down. I'll find one somewhere and do it. And this year I've done, probably won't say more walking, maybe, but I've done more driving for sure.
Yeah.
And went to some spots I'd never hunted before. And I don't know. I mean, so that's all sign. And, I blew a hunt. So, I mean, I had a shot, but the bird never made a sound. He was just coming to me and I had no idea. I'd been sitting there for 50 minutes already. And then, my foot's going to sleep. Let me move. And
Yeah.
time to go.
That's another thing I like about the blind hunting.
Yeah.
You pretty much got to sit there.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, man, I would like to move over to that place over there. But
Yeah.
you're like, we could have to tear the blind down. We'd have to move everything.
Yeah.
And so for us in the past, it's been like, that's the reason we killed the bird because we wanted to move
Yeah.
or we wanted to leave.
Yeah.
But it's like, let's stay here another hour. And then boom, it happens.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I started taking up that tactic after Luke killed there at the house, hunting have a blind with two of us. And like,
Yeah.
I would hunt the out of state stuff and try to get on them in the roost. And if they flew down and did their thing, I would usually have a blind stashed somewhere.
Yeah.
And I would just kind of deer hunt them, in the little coves of those areas off them creek deals. And I would kill some birds like that.
Yeah.
And just kind of sit there and like, oh, one just fired up. It's, 10:50 or 11:40 or whatever it may be. And you can call him in. I shot that one in Kansas out of a blind with my bow. And I didn't know how close I'd set it up to the hens. I set it up that afternoon. And then that morning,
They were all over you.
Well, they were like, 6 yards. They all flew down dang near on top of me. So, I mean, that was.
That's what we need to do when we go up there. We just need to get right in the middle of them.
Mm-hmm. Just, as soon as their feet hit the ground, just shoot them in the face. Yeah.
Yeah. And so up there, we're what, to 1 o'clock?
Yeah. 1 o'clock's quitting time. So
we can hammer down for till 1.
Yeah. And we go fill up on Mexican food and
talk about what we did wrong.
Yeah. Just do a podcast about how we messed up. So I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be cool. And like I said, man, if this works out, we can get in with this guy. If he's got turkeys like he says he does, and maybe just go ahead and nail down, hey, where do I sign? Hook me up for next year too. We just got a plan. Like, all right, let's go kill some.
Yeah.
Because I should have went earlier. I mean, I was wanting to make a run to Kansas, and we had another hailstorm. So even Saturday, I think I worked 4 hours from the house, just
I'm sure
fielding phone calls and talking to my PDR guys.
there was some bad hail come through too.
Yeah, my place got it. Fort Smith got it. Waldron got it. So, yeah, Saturday for me, it was like I was in the middle of pressure washing and kind of getting the pool and everything going. And the wife, my chocolate lab, he's like scared to death of storms. So I'm pressure washing chairs. And next thing I know, my pool fence, he can actually like bend the aluminum bars out and squeeze in there, and he feels safer on the back porch than the front for whatever reason. I don't know. But anyway, he's standing beside me, kind of scared me. And I'm like, what are you doing in the backyard? And shut the pressure washer. And I look back towards the west, and it's like, oh, well, it's black. And then the wife comes out like, hey, I'm going to go to Target and somewhere. And I'm kind of looking at my phone. It's like, yeah, you may want to hold off just a second.
Yeah.
And I pulled the pressure washer inside, shut the door behind me, and was going through the garage to get the kitchen to grab a bottle of water. And it's like first one hit the roof, funk.
How big did you get? Did it get pretty good size?
It was a mixture, man. We had a lot of pea-sized stuff, marble-sized stuff, and then some that was like bigger than golf ball.
Really?
But it was a weird mixture.
Did your truck get it?
Mm-hmm.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Truck got it.
I haven't even checked my stuff. Should I check my stuff?
Yeah, you might want to take a peek at it.
We live pretty close.
Yeah.
Because we were in Kansas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for
I
the
didn't think about
fireworks
that.
stuff. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So
there's
got,
2 vehicles here. So
yeah.
I don't know. Of course, my service van's an old man, so I'm not really concerned about that. But
you can still.
Lexi's car was here. So
yeah. Yeah. Hers being dark color, you'll be able to tell it pretty quickly. Yeah. Yeah, it was so my roof on my house is, I don't know, 3 months old. Maybe?
Yeah, you just got it. You just got it.
Yeah.
Me and you both, actually.
Yeah, we both went through that whole thing.
Yeah.
So I called my roofing guy, and they're coming out Friday.
Take a look.
My insurance company is, and I told him, hey, I want a second opinion. I really don't want another roof.
Yeah, no doubt.
But
Just want to make sure
I
that
want to make sure that, I want to make sure they're on top of it. And he's like, yeah. So after they get done, if they say you don't need one, holler at me and I'll come out and I'll send one of my guys out there and take a peek at it. But honestly, it wouldn't hurt my feelings at all if he's like, no, you're good to go. I know the soffit's got some dings in them and stuff, which I'll claim that. And hot tub cover got beat up. Truck got beat up. I got to call and set that up. But
wow.
yeah, so there was that.
Well, I was concerned when you sent me that video of the hail falling. I was like, oh my gosh, you may not get to go. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it's happened. It's happened
so busy.
Yeah, it's happened many times before, but that was on a smaller scale. We got some guys that kind of take care of these Dent Smart guys. They come in and kind of like
handle it.
The owner was calling me, and I was sending him videos, and so. But yeah, I've had many 3, I think, trips I had like in the books planned that was like got shut down. Like,
I can imagine.
Not going. So this time it won't hurt as bad. I can still sneak away. Plus, it's just a 3-day deal, and 2 days are on the weekend. So
right.
They'll be fine.
It ain't gonna hurt too much. But I don't know if you've seen what I did this weekend. This weekend was plot screen time.
Yeah. I watched that video last night.
Well, the reason I did it is because I knew me and you were going to be gone next weekend. Mm-hmm. It's actually planned it a couple weeks early.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've seen, but we got like 3 days of rain, like supposed to mega rain. So I was like, in that back there where I was, it stays wet.
Yeah.
So I was like, now or never,
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm a little concerned because it's dipping into the 40s still, man.
Yeah, I know.
Matter of fact, when I was planting it, I had like put my jacket on because it was cold.
Oh, I know.
It's like, man.
I went out and checked a bunch of stuff yesterday, fruit trees and the dogwood.
So, yeah, you sent me pictures of the red osier dogwood, man. It seems to be popping.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about the frost and stuff, and it's like I kind of made my rounds, to see
what was going.
If everything was going. And, it's, I had to adjust some of the cages already because some of the leaves are, already kind of poking out. And
I was going to ask you about that. So, are you going to keep them caged? Is that the plan?
Man, I think I want to. I told you last time I read that, they're supposed to get like 2 feet a year.
Mm-hmm.
I worry that, not having red osier dogwood around here. I know nobody that's doing it. So It's like the deer may just take them down to the ground. I don't know how that works.
Yeah.
I kind of want to keep them protected. Even if they get 2 foot of growth, I'd still like to kind of keep them protected.
Well, what would be cool to see is if, as they grow and they come through your cages, if they nip the top.
Yeah.
Of the cages.
That might be, I wish I would have done my cages a little bit higher, but I'll be totally honest with you. I didn't think that would probably do anything.
Yeah. It was kind of a shot in the dark.
Yeah. And now here I am. It's like, if I can get them through summer.
Yeah. Well, we already talked about it. When it's time to do the first cuttings on it. Guess where those cuttings are coming?
Yeah.
They're coming to my place.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about it, I'm not going to lie, because it was one of those things like, I really don't know, and I think summer that'll be the telltale deal, and I'll water them if I have to.
Yeah.
To see if I can
know you.
See if I can get them to kick off, because I think it'd be cool if I have, 10 of them make it. It's like, it's, up there where the old food plot was, I'm kind of making it a browse plot. I mean, I planted it in switch, and then I've got those pockets up there.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
right.
kind of in my mind, kind of like a little staging area to kick off to.
Did you notice any switch up there?
Yep.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So you got some switch going?
Yeah, I got some switch
Nice.
going there.
I need you to come out and look at mine.
Yeah.
And tell me what if you think it's switch or not, because that's the stuff I planted last spring.
Yeah.
And I told you, that's a total failure. I can't believe it.
It's coming up.
And now I go back out there and I was like, this looks like switch to me.
I think it's the hard seed stuff because I got some new stuff coming up in the area that I planted, up on the top side of the big plot.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like.
So it was soft seed this year stuff.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
See, that's what I'm thinking's happening is, I think there was a lot of hard seed in mine. And, I was so worried about the drought.
Yeah.
God, we got so hot and dry there from August to October. And I thought it killed it all. So
I guess that stuff.
Pretty resilient.
Yeah, it just hangs out there because I went yesterday and I mowed the western side, kind of it kind of had some briars and some weeds in it, so I just cut it. And the other side, the eastern side's doing good. The new areas, they've got, pretty good pockets, I think.
Yeah.
It's all looking pretty good so far. The only deal was that one right there by the house, and the rye, gosh, that stuff. I mowed it like 2 weeks ago, and I went back out there and was like, oh my gosh, it was already like 10 inches tall again.
Oh yeah, it's growing
so
super fast.
I'm worried that I've already shaded that area out. Now, I had a failure there last year with sorghum, so I thought I'm gonna try a switch here.
Well, that new food plot, I did the exact same thing. I went in there this weekend, and God, I'd already let it kind of go.
Yeah.
And the rye was like 1.5 feet deep.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
And so I took it down, with the hog, and then I planted that flat screen around it. But man, I mean, if it's going, it's going, and that's what we hope for.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we try to do.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about everything that's happening. The switchgrass is really, really cool. Like, because I went in and frost seeded mine even over some of the, I had some bare spots here and stuff where I ended up doing some work and kind of disturbed it. And even then, it was like it still
popped back.
It's still popping back up. Yeah, so it didn't pop last year, but we can get a wall of switchgrass. What are you gonna do out here on your other plot?
Man, I was going to plot screen it again.
Yeah.
But I've kind of talked myself out of it because I think I've got switch coming where I planted it, So I'm winging it.
Yeah.
I told you that.
Yeah.
What I may end up doing, I already said something to my brother. It's like, hey, dude, you need to store some round bells here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I want you to build me a wall.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, man, we can do that.
Oh, yeah.
So
that'll be perfect.
They're actually cutting next to me here at my mom's place, and they're just going to bring it down here. And he'll sell it and stuff. But I mean, that's, for the time being, I'll have
just don't sell
screening.
it before. Just don't sell before like December.
Yeah, well, we got to make sure Lexi downs one. Before he sells any hay.
Yeah, that's pretty crucial right there. What your setup, you need something. Right
No, I
there.
do, and we watch it over and over. And then especially the mature bucks, they come out there and they stand there and look into that field, and it's like, I need something screened in here. But I was going to plot screen it. Even on the inside of where the switch was, and I've kind of talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
I just had very little success there because it's always so dry up there on top, and it just doesn't make it in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, it'll be 2 foot tall.
Much, yeah.
You know what I mean?
You have the capability even water and still have a struggle there.
And I do every year.
Yeah.
I'll have a water sprayer out there, and then I'll move it, and it keeps it alive, but it's like the soil's bad. I mean, it's just a tough scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what, for now, that's just going to wing it, and
hay bales would be an excellent idea.
Well,
as
long as I don't have to buy them because they're like $50-$60 a piece or whatever they are, my brother could tell you.
I can work out a deal somehow. I'm not going to charge you to store them here.
Yeah. I'll even load the customer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care. Whatever I got to do.
Yeah.
But now, I am looking forward to this trip, man. I mean, it's going to be fun.
Yeah. That's going to be cool.
Me and you together. It's be the first one we've actually done together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And just me and you. And so, it's going to be fun.
We should
man.
probably lapel mic it up and just do a show on the way down because it's going to be 24/7 talking about something. We can probably do like 9 shows on the
And
drive.
we can pretty much tell y'all our whole lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. I'm excited about it. Hopefully we come back with some good news, or hopefully we get to do a show up there with some good news. And
I'm hoping that you have that tired arm feeling from bird over your shoulder.
yeah, bird hauling in. Hopefully get some good footage to put on Camel Family Outdoors.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. Yeah,
we'll put something up there. I don't know what
something's good or bad. It's going
I
on.
don't know what it'll be. Something's gonna be on there. Yeah. All right.
Well, we'll just throw the footage up. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, guys, we want to thank y'all for listening today. This has been the Hunt Experience. Thank you.
Thank y'all.